Harry,
Good to see you.
good to see you too. So, I wanted to ask you something. I'm sure you heard it before. When did you start playing football?
I was probably about 4 years old, 3-4 years old.
4?
Yeah,
It's early.
just used to go over the park with my family, my brother, my dad, and yeah, just kind of mess about 1v1 with a brother and started from there.
Already 1v1, 4 years old.
Yeah, getting it in early. Dad taught me well.
And were you, I mean, maybe not at 4, but were you the best guys already in and around your neighborhood and amongst your friends?
I think so. When I started getting a bit older and I could see kind of everyone wanted to be on my team, and I was happy with that. I was happy to put the balls in the back of the net, and always competitive. Even when I was a kid, always wanted to win. But yeah, out of my mates, I was probably the best.
Now you had to say that. Of course you have to say it. Listen, the first time you stepped out at the lane, how did you feel?
Oh, mixed emotions. Obviously, so excited. I was nervous. Yeah, I just wanted to get out there and kind of prove myself. We was playing Hearts in the Europa League. We was already, I think, maybe 3-4-0 up from the first leg. Couldn't wait to kind of showcase myself in front of the fans at home. Yeah, it was a good day.
Listen, I mean, everyone knows now, goal-scoring machine, you're the go-to guy at Spurs and with England. Do you ever kind of feel that pressure at times, especially going to the World Cup? Playing for England it's a hell of a job. I've seen it before, I've heard it so many times, but how do you feel every time that you have to wear that shirt and the expectation?
Yeah, I think there's definitely pressure, but I think that just comes with it. That's natural. That's part of the job. That's part of the game. I work very hard to get where I am now, and I want to take every opportunity I have. So every time I put on the shirt, I want to prove to everyone that I'm one of the best, and I try and do that day in, day out. And of course, England, there's going to be a lot of pressure on us this World Cup, but there's pressure for every team, every big team that's there. You've got to perform. Obviously, it's going to be my first one, so I'm excited. Yeah, it's going to be nerves. It's going to be feeling a bit of pressure, but yeah, I kind of try and take that in my stride. Did
you ever think at one point, I know we talked about the World Cup and the expectation, but did you ever think at one point at the beginning of your career, because you're still young, people forget that, youngish, people forget about that it wasn't going to happen?
Yeah, probably early on. I never thought it wasn't going to happen, but there was times where I thought it was going to be tougher than others. Obviously, people know I went out on loan, and there was good spells, bad spells, and there was times where it was tough because there was times I weren't playing in the Championship. So I was thinking to myself, I'm so far away from the England team. How long is it going to take me to get there? But I always kind of stayed focused. I always believed I could. It was just a matter of working hard, and that's kind of what I did. I kept my head down, didn't complain, worked harder than I ever have done before, and got to where I wanted to be. And now it's about maintaining that and working probably even harder to stay at the top level.
Who was the guy at the time, obviously growing up, that you were looking at? For example, mine was Van Basten. And then arriving in the game, you know, the likes of Romario, George Weah, and Ronaldo, El Fenomeno, Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo. Those are the guys that I used to look and go like, oh, wow, I need to look at this and make it my own thing. Who was your guy?
Oh, good question. Brazilian Ronaldo was one guy. Although our games wasn't that similar, just the way he moved, the way he finished, goals he scored. Yeah, he was great, and obviously loved watching stuff on YouTube and things like that. And yeah, you could just sit there for an hour or so just watching all his best clips. He was a striker that I really just admired, and I think a lot of people did, like you said. He was the first one I looked at and was like, wow, he's a goal scorer. I want to be a goal scorer.
For me, it was the first time I saw power, technique, and quick feet combined at that level. Is that something that, you know, we never saw that before? You saw guys powerful, guys that were goal scorers, but he had the whole lot.
That's what I wanted to become, and that's why it's so important to work on all different types of stuff in training and to try and mould yourself into the best striker possible.
I mean, I don't know how you see it, but obviously next season I'm going forward now. What are your expectations, or what do you want to achieve? Personally, I never set myself any target when I was a player or goal. I took it year by year, game by game, but I don't know if you have that type of thing, expectations or targets. What do you want from next season?
Well, the main thing is trophy. That's what I've wanted for. It's been about 4 years now. I've been playing at this level and yet to win a trophy. So that's always wake up every morning. That's what I want to. That's what I want to achieve. For me personally, it's just to improve. It's just to every year I want to get better. I want to score more goals, get more assists, better hold-up play. I'm not one that sets kind of goal targets. I take it month by month and okay, can we get to this? Can we get to this? And if I'm there, then set another target. But yeah, just similar to yourself, you kind of take it as it comes. Just the main thing for me is to try and get some silverware.
Who would have been for you the guy that you would have liked to play with up front? For example, for me, it might shock people, but I would have loved to play with Nicolas Anelka in the Premier League. First of all, he's a friend, and I think him going on the right and me going on the left, if we had someone, giving us the ball well, I think we would have damaged teams. Who would have been that guy for you?
You wouldn't have been bad.
Oh.
We'd have been a decent partnership, I think, up front.
You would have gone on the left, me too, sometimes.
Yeah, I probably would have. I loved David Beckham growing up, and the delivery he had. I always used to watch and think, if I was in that box, I'd.
But striker. Because
Striker.
I mean, Beck's obviously was best, but striker.
Probably Sheringham.
Yeah.
Teddy Sheringham.
I
love Teddy. He was kind of, as I was getting more and more into football, he was kind of coming more to an end. But like I said, I watched a lot of clips, and he was very smart, had a football brain, knew when to drop, knew when to run in behind. And I'm quite similar, so I say we would have just had a good understanding of when one goes, the other one drops, and so on. So yeah, I would have loved to play with him.
Who was very close to you and still close to you into your journey right now? Who is behind Harry Kane? He could have been early, or whatever, but who was that
Yeah,
person?
I'd have to say my dad, I think. Always taught me to work hard and not to worry too much, and always to stay focused, and having that belief from him and all my family really was a big part to why I'm here now. And I say we're still very close, we're still very much involved in each other's lives, and just that value of working hard and never giving up, and that determination, that comes from him.
You see it in the Premier League, you see it around the world, you have a lot of good players around. But what does it take to be one of the best strikers right now in the world? What does it take? How do you arrive there?
It takes discipline, it takes hard work, self-belief. There's so much pressure on strikers just to score nowadays. It's having that mindset that you're focused on what you need to do. You don't worry about anyone else. You do your job for the team. Because that's part of my game as well. It's not just scoring goals, although people judge me on that. There's so much more important things that I do on the pitch as well. So I think you have to be, like I say, very, very strong mentally just to block everything else out and just do your job.
All the best at the World Cup.
Appreciate it.
Against us.
You want us to win. You want us to win.
No, I don't.
Thank you.
Thank you.